my understanding is that the title is sort of like going paperless in the classroom. And I do everything kind of low tech. All I've done is I use the iPad at the podium, okay? And I can see here that I really should up my skill a little bit with this. But anyway, I just use the podium in the classroom. With the iPad, I use Notability to develop the notes. Sometimes I have the notes prepared ahead of time, at least some parts of it anyway, ahead of time. Otherwise, I I won't say wing it, because I know what I'm going to be talking about, and then I'll write things down. The paperless aspect is that when I get finished with class, with my Notability lecture notes, you could call it that, when I'm done with that, I tell the students that I might edit those notes because maybe they got a little bit sloppy along the way in the development of working out a problem or whatever. And I tell them that I will edit it and I will post it on Blackboard. So I post my class notes on Blackboard under the course materials box in there. And they can read it. And of course, it's recorded as well on Zoom. I have it on there. Not that I have students on Zoom, but it's there and it's recorded. And I also post the link to the recorded class. And they can rehash it if they wish. I have no idea at the moment how many students actually look at the recording. I don't know. I do know that they do look at the notes. Now, when it comes to things like homework, for example, I'll give them homework assignments. Here are some problems to do. And then what they do is they do it on their iPad and they email it to me. Very, very simple, low-tech thing. They email it to me. I pick it up on the iPad, their homework solutions, and I grade them right then and there. I mark it up and send it back to them. So that way they will see the any correction that I might make. They will ultimately see the solution to the homework problems anyway, but on their homework, I don't put the solution down. I will just point out where there was a mistake or whatever. And I put a grade on that homework and mail it back. And that's all they got to do. Well, one of my students last semester, I guess, must have been enthralled by all of this anyway. He said that he mentioned to the board of trustees, as he's the student rep to the board, and he mentioned to the board that that's what I do, and they don't need paper and all that. And I guess they thought it was pretty good that this senior professor could do this. No kidding, you know. When you think about your grandparents or great-grandparents anyway, they might have done horse and buggy for a while, but then when the car came, they learned how to drive a car. And maybe they were 50 or 60 years old. Well, you know, folks, people can do it. And so this is easy, you know, to do. And Notability, I think, is just a great tool. So that all the other stuff I don't know. I need to come to these sessions here and learn a little bit more. Even though this is my last semester, it doesn't mean it's the end of what I might do with this kind of thing. Although they might steal my laptop and I want that. I'll see if I can persuade them to give it to me. So, but anyway, that's the paperless aspect. The things I would have put on the whiteboard in class is now on Notability on the iPad. And the advantage is, although a lot of them are taking notes in class and so forth, the thing is, what I've written down supplements what they've written, and it's not on paper, so they don't have paper. And it's worked out very, very well, actually. it surprised me. And the only reason I got into this kind of thing is when we first went remote, when the pandemic started and the whole campus was shut down. I'm at home. I had a camera on a piece of paper because we didn't have an iPad at the moment. And so I used the piece of paper and the camera on there as my whiteboard, basically, and taught the class that way. I can't say I liked it doing it that way. But then once we got the iPads, I thought, well, this is a great tool. And just listening the tail end of the previous talk, I can see that there are other little tricks and so forth I really need to learn. But the paperless aspect, very simple. So